marketing landscape is exploding.
Look at the data. More people on more screens.
For more time, using more platforms than ever.
It's not slowing down.
To be successful, you have to understand all the pieces.
Hello everyone, and welcome to another Atomized Marketing Series video. This is our third video at South by Southwest. Obviously a lot going on here. My favorite part about it is talking to really smart people about really smart things. And this girl is one of those people. I've had the privilege of hanging out with her for the past, 48 hours or so. Dinners and drinks and whatnot. But this is Schotthoefer, who is the president of MNC Saatchi / Heavenspot in Santa Monica, California. And I'll let her talk a little bit in a second about what she does there and kind of her clients. But one thing I want to start off with is, South by Southwest in general, to some people it means one thing, to other people it means another thing. And I just find it really interesting to hit these little pockets. Right now we're at an industry event at a small house just kind of in the outskirts of the city. About an hour we'll be back in the middle of it all. But it's really interesting to get into these conversations about platforms, about agencies, about brands, about technology, and that's my favorite part. So welcome, Kathryn.
Hi.
And please tell us a little bit about MNC Saatchi Heavenspot and what you do there, and so we can educate people on what it is that you do and how you do it.
Excellent. MNC Saatchi Heavenspot is an integrated digital agency based in LA. We work primarily with entertainment clients, film studios, television networks, content creators, and our role is really to help take content that's created by professionals, in the film and TV space, and make it something that really engages and develops communities of fans in social. In addition, we do a lot of work that integrates that social content into the rest of the web, so whether it's mobile apps, websites, really anything that touches a consumer through a digital touch point falls into our territory.
Yeah, which is awesome.
Yeah.
A lot of work,
Lot
keeps
of
you
work.
busy. What's one thing that, this series is kind of educate people, anybody that wants to watch and know the different pieces. Obviously, there's a lot going on. What's one thing you've seen over the past 3 months, 6 months, 12 months that's sort of been a shift change in not only how brands have to approach marketing, but how agencies, or your agency specifically, has to pivot and change and approach everything?
Sure. I think that traditionally we would always approach something from more of a campaign perspective, whereas now it's more about managing the moments. So wherever we happen to find people, whether it's on a social media platform, whether it's inside an app, whether it's searching for a film ticket, we're always looking for a way to capture and connect with a fan at any point. So a few years ago when we did this, there would have been a very well thought out plan that happened months ahead of time. And now it's more about finding people where they are and through the channels that they trust already. So influencer marketing becomes a huge thing for us, not just through the talent in our films and in our shows, but also just, the YouTubers, the Instagrammers, the people who are kind of the tastemakers for a lot of our fans.
Everything's changing.
Everything is
Constant
changing.
change. Lastly, I want to talk to you about a pretty special moment you had on a platform that we just kind of started using, but it's called Medium. And for those of you who don't know, Medium is one of the platforms that you write on and you can connect to people. It's kind of a network that's made for writing and writing thoughts and distributing articles and just, getting it out there in a publisher sort of way and written form, some imagery. It's gotten a lot of distribution over the past couple of years that I don't think a lot of people realize that a lot of the things they're reading on Facebook or, being shared on Twitter are Medium accounts. But Kathryn actually wrote a really great article about a recent story that she went to, where'd you go?
To Greece.
To Greece. And wrote an article to your daughter, right? And her daughter is how old? 8?
No, she just turned 6
6?
on Saturday.
That was close. Just turned 6. But she wrote, kind of toward the future when her daughter's able to discover this article for herself. And, as the networks are designed to do, the story got picked up. It was really well written. It came from the heart. And I wanted to kind of get your thoughts on, exploring a new medium called Medium, exploring a new platform called Medium, kind of what it took to take to that and begin writing in it and what you kind of expected versus what actually happened.
Sure. I think it's funny. One of those things that professionally I'm always looking for, what are the most concise ways to get a piece of information out? And so my first real opportunity to use Medium came personally. I had an opportunity at the end of last year to go to Greece, Lesbos in particular, working with the refugees that were coming in from Syria and Afghanistan. And it was an incredibly difficult decision to go. I'm a single mom, and to choose to leave my child and go over there, but it was something that I really felt like I needed to do. And there was really no way to express that in 140 characters or even in a Facebook post. And Medium is essentially long form that's distributed through all the other social platforms. So it lets you write as you would if you were a journalist or a publisher and put something into a place that has kind of a built-in distribution infrastructure. And I had no idea. I mean, I really wrote this as something, it was more for me to be able to keep for Caroline, for my daughter. And I had no idea that all of a sudden people started reading it and reading it and reading it and reading it. And next thing I knew, thousands of people had read it. And I mean, even to the point where I was at an event at CES earlier this year, and someone came up to me and recognized me and said, like, "Hey, aren't you the refugee girl?" Which is a very strange experience, but incredibly powerful to know that something that I had written that felt so personal to me and was about something so important to me personally had been read by so many people. It was really, really moving. And for me, it's a really interesting platform personally to be able to explore just sharing thoughts that are a little bit too complex to be able to communicate in such short form.
Yeah, it's interesting because Medium was founded by one of the co-founders of Twitter and Blogger, I believe. Mm-hmm. And the implications for brands moving forward is like these things are being invented all the time, and it could take one post and all of a sudden it explodes to many people. And so that's obviously the holy grail for brands and getting their message out there. But the whole notion of understanding what's out there, understanding each new platform, what it does, how your stuff gets distributed. It's this constant motion of things. And that's why we do this marketing series. So thank you very much for joining us. It's a lot of really great information that we could spend, 45 minutes probably in front of the camera and talk about it. So thank you very much. For anyone watching, feedback is appreciated. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Leave us comments because we're going to keep doing these as long as people watch them. So thank you very much. And hit Kat up on social. We'll put her information right here somewhere, and you'll be able to contact her. So thank you very much for watching, and have a good one.
Cheers.